US President Donald Trump is once again making the case that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Meeting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky recently, he bragged that he ended 6 wars in his 6 months of presidency.
We're going to get it ended. It was, I've done 6 wars. I've ended 6 wars, and I thought this maybe would be the easiest one. And it's not the easiest one. It's a tough one.
From Asia to Africa, the White House has rolled out a list of claimed diplomatic triumphs. Armenia, Azerbaijan, Cambodia, Thailand, Israel, Iran, Rwanda, Congo, Egypt, Ethiopia, and India, Pakistan. Trump's campaign pitch is simple. He is the president of peace. But how real are these deals? Let's unpack them, country by country. The most celebrated example is Trump's miracle deal between Armenia and Azerbaijan. After decades of conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh, both sides signed a joint declaration at the White House promising to recognize borders and renounce violence.
I think President Trump deserved to have a Nobel Peace Prize, and we will defend that, and we will promote for that.
So who, if not President Trump, deserves the Nobel Peace Prize? I don't want to go into the history of some very strange decisions of the Nobel Peace Committee to award the prize for someone who didn't do anything at all. But President Trump in 6 months did a miracle.
But beneath the ceremony lies a fragile truth. Core territorial disputes remain unresolved, and experts warn only painstaking diplomacy, not handshakes on a stage, can turn this into lasting peace. Even Trump's allies admit this is closer to a ceasefire than a final settlement. Hence, it's a diplomatic pause, not a permanent peace. Trump claims he ended a bloody border war between Cambodia and Thailand. His method? Threatening to suspend trade deals unless both sides stood down. Cambodian leader Hun Manet happily flattered Trump, nominating him for the Nobel Prize.
មួយវិញទៀតក្នុងនាមយើងខ្ញុំជាពលរដ្ឋខ្មែរគឺសូមកោតសរសើរថ្លែងអំណរគុណទៅអារដ្ឋប្រធានាធិបតីសន្តិភាពហើយយើងខ្ញុំយល់ឃើញថាយើងត្រូវតែស្នើសុំដើម្បីអារដ្ឋប្រធានាធិបតី Donald Trump ទទួលបាននៅពានរង្វាន់សន្តិភាព Nobel Peace Prize ផងដែរ
But the real broker was the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or the ASEAN, which convened the talks and enforced the ceasefire. Trump provided leverage, but he wasn't the sole peacemaker. Thus, Trump turned ASEAN's work into a personal victory lap. Perhaps Trump's boldest claim is brokering peace between Israel and Iran after a 12-day flare-up. The problem? Israel and Iran have never had a formal peace process. At best, there's a tense truce overshadowed by US and Israeli strikes on Tehran's nuclear program. No one seriously believes Trump has ended 4 decades of hostility since Iran's Islamic Revolution. Trump boasts of stepping in during a border clash in Kashmir. Pakistan rewarded Trump with praise and even its own Nobel nomination pitch. But India rejected his role outright.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप को स्पष्ट रूप से कहा कि इस पूरे घटनाक्रम के दौरान कभी भी किसी भी स्तर पर भारत अमेरिका ट्रेड डील या अमेरिका द्वारा भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच मध्यस्थता जैसे विषयों पर बात नहीं हुई थी। सैन्य कार्रवाई रोकने की बात सीधे भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच दोनों सेनाओं की एग्जिस्टिंग चैनल्स के माध्यम से हुई थी और पाकिस्तान के ही आग्रह पर हुई थी। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने जोर देकर कहा कि भारत ने न तो कभी मध्यस्थता स्वीकार की थी, न करता है और न ही कभी करेगा।
The ceasefire didn't solve the root cause, Kashmir, which has sparked 3 wars. Trump's peace was therefore mostly Pakistan's talking point. Trump also claims a breakthrough deal between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. On paper, it includes promises to disarm militias and respect borders. In reality, the biggest rebel group has rejected it. Analysts see it as less about peace and more about US competition with China for access to Congo's vast mineral wealth. Trump cites progress on the Nile Dam dispute, where Ethiopia's massive project threatens Egypt's water security. He has called for a deal, but no binding agreement exists. Talks continue, but the hard work is left to regional powers and the African Union. The White House also lists Trump's role in normalizing relations between Serbia and Kosovo. But that deal dates back to his first term, and it wasn't even about diplomacy. It was mainly economic steps. Kosovo and Serbia still don't recognize each other, and the EU now leads the process.
President Trump has brokered, on average, about one peace deal or ceasefire per month during his 6 months in office. It's well past time that President Trump was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
Trump is right about one thing. His interventions sometimes did stop fighting, at least temporarily. Lives were saved. His use of presidential pressure, trade threats here, flattery there, occasionally worked. But many of his wars ended were more like conflicts paused. Without strong follow-up from the State Department or US aid, institutions Trump himself gutted, fragile truces rarely harden into durable peace. And critics note a pattern. Trump often pursues flashy transactional deals that flatter his image rather than slow grinding diplomacy that solves root causes. It's a strategy that makes headlines but leaves dangerous gaps. So did Trump really end 6 wars in 6 months? The record shows ceasefires dressed up as peace deals, real diplomacy repackaged as personal triumphs, and foreign leaders flattering Trump to secure US favor, and perhaps help him inch closer to his coveted Nobel Prize. For Ukraine, that raises a sobering question. Is Trump building a durable peace or just chasing another headline to put his name on? With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.